Hey, welcome back to the channel. So today we're out fixing this fence. I have this little dog. It's a border collie and like a Jack Russell or something. So it's like really small, really smart, and can get out of anywhere. So it's been getting out of the backyard recently, and it's been freaking my wife out and me because at nighttime there's a lot of coyotes and stuff out here. So I don't need to get out at night. It's black, so you can't even see it. So out fixing this fence today. The problem with this fence is these boards, the original boards, are completely rotten. So I really can't use these, and these are coming loose. So he just noses this out of the way and just slips out a little crack in there, right in between the wickets there. So what I'm doing, really what I need to do is replace the whole fence, but that is thousands and thousands of dollars. If you haven't priced wood lately, that would just be outrageously expensive. Before I did that, I'd probably get one of those wireless systems out here, but I need to get this fence somewhat repaired before this weekend so my dog won't get out while I have a dog sitter over at my house. So what I've done is I've gotten, I put in an extra piece of wood down the middle here and screwed all these pickets to it, so it's relatively stable now. If you look down here on the bottom, there's a little gap right there. That's a little spot he can get out of there so easy. It's not even funny. So I got these 6-foot pine fence pickets. This is a privacy fence, and I'm going to screw these in here where he can't get out. Hopefully that'll fix his little wagon. But like I say, he's like super smart. If he learns that, if he figures out that he can dig underneath this fence, there'll be no keeping him in. But for today, hopefully this will be good enough. Now that should be good enough. Blocks those holes so he can't just get right out of that little bitty crack there. So what I gotta do is go along this whole fence and make sure where there's a little crack, I'll put a board up so he can't get out. See this little gap right here? You wouldn't think a dog would be able to get out of that. I mean, it's not about 6 or 8 inches wide, but I'm telling you, he for sure can. 100% can get out of that little spot right there. I'm quite aware that this fence is gonna look like total junk. I mean, it ain't gonna be not gonna win no beauty prizes out here. I don't really care. I just wanted to hold the dog in. That's all I wanted to do. See that spot right there? That's from the previous owner. So whoever lived here before, they had a little dog, and they were having the same issues that I'm having currently. They eventually put in one of those wireless things, wireless fence things, and my neighbor has a wireless fence. It seems to hold their dogs pretty good, but I'm not quite ready to do that quite yet. I know it costs a lot, and you have to put flags out and it shocks them, and I don't know. It's probably the best thing to do, really. And I'll definitely do that before I go building or replacing this fence. It's not worth it to me. If it's up to me, I just have a wide open area. Wouldn't have to mess with no fence at all, because it's just constant struggle to keep this thing up, the wind and everything else, the storms we have. But also at the same time, I like having a little fence because we have a pool. And even though we're not required to have a fence for our pool because we live outside the city limits, it gives me a little bit of peace of mind that some little kid's not gonna get over into our backyard and wind up in our pool. Something tragic happened. I actually had an acquaintance that happened to. That old kid got in his backyard, or kind of, they're having a party at their house, and the kid just kind of disappeared. And unfortunately, worst case scenario, little baby wound up in the pool, drowned. Terrible. This is how he's been getting out. This is how I noticed he was getting out. I thought it was this place over here. I'll show you that over there in a minute. And that's not where he was getting out. I was out here just kind of watching him, and he came up to the fence, and he just nosed. He just nosed over the thicket like that. I mean, it wasn't open that much right there, and he was out. That's all it took. That's how I figured out he was getting out. Like I say, he's smart. And I'm afraid I'm gonna go through all this work and he's gonna figure out another way to get out for sure. See, now he can't nose that though. I got it screwed in there pretty good. You can see how rotten this fence is. I mean, it's just, these boards are just toast, man. I mean, probably termite damage and water damage. It's been sitting here forever. But like I say, replacing it's not really an option. It just costs so much. I was going to do a cinematic fence build video with 120 frames per second, slow motion footage, blah blah blah. Sometimes you just got to get the job done, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I don't have a film crew out here or an extra hand to help me do this, so it's just me doing the filming and the building. So you kind of get a crappy little vlog video. Guy building a crappy fence. It'll probably get torn down the first storm that comes through. But maybe you'll learn a little bit. Something. So I'm out here using the DJI Mic Mini microphone clipped to my hat. Now, I've never been a clip it to the hat type person. So you have to let me know how it sounds. Clipped to my hat. It's an interesting way to wear these things. Like, if I put it here, I decided that when I was working and stuff, I could knock it off easy with the magnet. So the hat works better for this scenario, but how does it sound? Now, I will say with the DJI Mic Mini, you have to be really careful because it is so small that if I dropped it in this leaf down here, this leaf litter, it'd be hard to find. So just be forewarned of that. And the little clip that goes on there, it's just barely big enough to fit over this hat. So if you have anything thicker than just a regular ball cap, it might not clip to it. But if you're just using it for regular stuff, like on a t-shirt or just a regular button-up shirt or a hoodie or whatever, it'll be fine. But you have to also be careful where you're clipping it because it won't clip over something super heavy duty. So just be forewarned. I think other than that, it's been great. I really do like it, but a little bit of cautionary tale there. And this is my old gate. I'm definitely gonna lose it. I'm definitely gonna lose my gate. There ain't no doubt about it. It's a piece of junk anyway and didn't really work, so I'm gonna have to close it up. Just had a bunch of motorcycles about 8 or 10 motorcycles run through my neighborhood just now. They just came in, and this is a closed off neighborhood. There ain't people out here just for the heck of it. They just come in our neighborhood, went down there, turned around the corner, and rode out. Weird. Why would a group of motorcycle people just run through some random neighborhood? It's kind of odd if you ask me. So, make sure I lock my doors up tonight. Or for the foreseeable future. That kind of seems a little iffy to me. You know what I'm talking about. There's no reason for a group of motorcycles to run through my neighborhood out here in the middle of nowhere for no reason at all, and then just turn around and leave. This old fence is gonna look like a Frankenstein when I'm done with it, I'll guarantee you that. I mean, it's gonna look absolutely terrible, redneck, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. I'm the only one that has to look at it. I don't have to worry about it till I sell my house. Now we're just gonna go down the line here and see if there's any other spots that need a board. And just for the, you need to own your own house club, you know, group out there. You need to own your own house, blah, blah, blah. All this and that. Let me tell you something. Last night, the heater went out. So I had to have a heat and hair guy out this morning to repair the heater. And then my lock in the barn here, the lock seized up. I couldn't get in and out of the door. So I have a locksmith come out, repair that. Just yesterday, I had 3 trees taken down out here. All within a week's time, all those repairs had been done. So, sometimes owning a house is not all it's cracked up to be. Let's be honest here. It is literally something every time. It seems like you do anything, you have to repair something. And, you know, like right now, refrigerator needs to be repaired. I mean, it's on its last leg. The heat and air guy just told me today that the heater's on, that the unit inside is on its last leg. That, if, you know, we probably need to replace it here pretty soon. And he's a good friend of mine, so I trust his opinion. And also the air conditioning units outside, if they ever go out or need Freon, the Freon he can't put Freon in the older units. So if that ever goes out, I have to buy a whole new unit, 2 units for the house. Both of them have to be replaced at some point or another. So that's $20,000 in stuff, at least. So before people go into jumping in and buying a house, just know what you're getting yourself into. It's not always the way. It's a good investment, but if you can find the right rent, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Now this is where I thought the dog was getting out. This is what I thought was happening. I thought he was getting up on this board right here and jumping over. Because if you look, I know you can't see, but on the back side of this board, there's little claw marks on the back side of this board. So I thought that he was getting up here and going over. But then when I was out here working on this thing, trying to get it done real fast, and now it looks super bad, but it is what it is. When I was out here working on this, he came in the yard, came over there by the fence, nosed the board out of his way, and just right into the back. So basically I wasted all my time over here doing this, but you know, whatever. Now I have to go all the way down the side over here to make it look at least a little uniform. But I'm telling you, he's smart and small. It's gonna be a challenge. That's for sure. Tools used for this job: hammer. We had 2.5 inch screws, 3 inch screws, 1 1/4 inch screws, and 1 5/8 inch screws is what we used. Deck screws. We had a pry bar, a regular drill, and an impact drill. That's what we used to fix the fence, and a compound miter saw. That's what we used. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video about repairing my fence. Kind of dumb, I know, but hey, this is what I'm doing today, and that's what this channel's about. Drop a like if you've enjoyed the video. Make sure you drop a like. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Now all I gotta do is clean everything up.